Chapter 43. Lucky. Daniel, Fate hissed from the top of the stairs. Are you down there in the... He glanced at the misspelled dungeon sign. Done gone? The king bound up the stairs, taking 4 at a time. Friend! He's a friend! Shouted Daniel quickly. By the time Daniel reached the top of the stairs, the king had Fate pinned against the wall, his bared teeth inches from Fate's face. Not Gary, he snarled. Most assuredly not Gary, said Fate firmly. Daniel, I see you've been making friends. Daniel was winded from his run up the stairs. I told you, Gary's dead. This is my friend, Fate. He took a few more gasping breaths. Fate, this is the true king. The king released Fate and stepped back. Where's the queen? Asked Daniel with a worried glance down the corridor. In the dining hall, assured Fate. I told her I needed to check on you. I don't think the Mad Queen's going to be able to help us. You were right about her. Let's find the tunnel to the library and get back to the cutter. We can't, insisted Daniel. What do you mean we can't? Would you rather stay here on Monster Island? I promised the king we'd take her with us. She's committed mass murder. We have to take her back for punishment. Fate laughed. You're as mad as she is, Daniel. Look, even if we can get home, and that's a big if, who's going to believe us? And what exactly is the minimum sentence for killing standrills? He turned to the king. No offense, Chief. The queen stepped silently into the hallway. One of her mandrill guards stood behind her. We have to do something about it, said Daniel firmly. The king wanted me to kill her. Gary's already dead, and we can't just execute her, but if we don't do something, they will. We have to take her back for a trial. Fate sighed. Daniel, I know you want to do what's right, but... Gary's dead? The queen stepped into the light. All 4 mandrill guards had joined her. She saw the skeleton key in Daniel's hand. You killed Gary, she screamed. The king barked something at the guards. They began backing away from her, but before they could, the queen snatched one of the spears. They turned and ran. She launched the spear at Daniel. Fate stepped in front of him just in time to catch the stone-tipped spear's full force in the center of his chest. His knees buckled. Fate! Shouted Daniel in horror. The king took Daniel's spear from him and threw it at the queen. It struck her with such force that she fell back and rolled onto her side, Gary's boot knife still protruding from her back. Daniel knelt beside Fate. His eyes were open wide. Fate! Daniel cried. You can't die! Daniel! Coughed Fate. Red froth trickled from the corner of his mouth. I'm here, said Daniel, as tears ran down his cheeks. Daniel, those young women are deadly, he whispered and chuckled. Wait, I have a better one. He coughed again. Daniel, lucky for you, he laughed again. Lucky for you I was here. He started to laugh again, but went still and finally limp. Fate's breath left him for the last time, and his eyes went cold. Daniel looked down at his hand. Fate had been pressing something into it. It was the pair of worn old coins and their ornate silver chain. The king returned after examining the queen's body and removing the spear. He held it out to Daniel and grunted, Justice! Daniel used the spear to steady himself as he stood. He'd never felt rage like this before. With Fate's killer already dead, Daniel's anger switched its focus back to an old target, Vogel. He looked into the king's eyes. Not quite, he growled. There's one more.